Is this still working? Alright. What's up, YouTube? This is VeriStation here, and it's going to be episode 6 of season 2 of Arknights Perish in the Frost. So last time, that was a really messed up way to go for Faust in regards to Mephisto. I heard a lot of stuff. A good amount of stuff was cut, and it has to involve the details with that flashback. And yeah, that is an understandable issue that I can find with this part. But I think at least and you have to think with the way things are, it was expressed. Mephisto had no one else to really trust in, and you have to think because of that upbringing. Hey Karma. You have to think with this sort of upbringing that something like that a guy like that can become this twisted and all. And unfortunately, and when he got too full of himself, you know, just decided to just let his powers go berserk. It's very frustrating. It's very that moment was really sad. That moment where Faust was setting Mephisto off so he can be safe. I feel bad for Faust the way he went out. That was literally out of that one. That was literally out of 300. The way he went out. I can't even talk about the part with the little lighthearted moment with Blaze cuddling Amiya. I can't. As much as I'm sure people would want me to talk about, I guess, but I can't talk about that even the lighthearted moments, as few as they come. I can't. And I'm also still very, very gung-ho about the free reign episode earlier today, which I'm still trying to write up about, but I had to hold the stream because I want to make sure everything goes according to schedule. Karma says Mephisto was more of a case of coping with pretending to be insane. That's something interesting to know. I'm not like psychiatrist that I know about someone's psyche, and I mean this is a fantasy thing, but I feel like there is realism that has to be drawn in when it comes to, you know, someone. I think Zeno told about this when it comes to like something like maybe like parallels with like how one's mentality, one's you know, one's you know, how one's, you know, mature, one's how they one's how maturity, like how they in terms of just like the emotional parts, and some of the psychological. I feel like there's realism that needs to be drawn. And I mean, we don't want to be completely realistic, but it needs to be have a line drawn. Oh yeah, I mean, and Mephisto had it really hard. Like, I don't like him. He's annoying, but I can't help but feel bad for him and Faust too. Like, Mephisto, as insufferable as he is, I'm like, fuck. It's like I feel bad for you, bro. Like this abuse as a kid, then you get infected, and you have to think about the effects with that, and then you're just delusioned to just having found this power, and all of a sudden you harm people because of it. And yeah, that's all. And it also came to a point where like there's also this devotion to Talulan. I don't know if I'm gonna pronounce this right at all ever, but Talulan, he is the only one that Mephisto and Faust can trust in, especially Mephisto, I'd have to think. because literally has no one. He has literally no one else but her involved, and Touin just is kind of going on their ways, and it sucks when like you see a character like Faust give himself up for a scumbag character, but like at least the scumbag character in question does have his context to him. I don't need to like him though. It's just that like, oh, I understand. The part with the zombies, like I do feel like it should have looked a lot more chaotic, understandably, but I think it got across the case. I feel like in terms of what they could, there was a shortcoming where they couldn't make enough. They didn't have enough of the repertoire to portray just a mass amount of zombies or an army or whatnot. They could only do so much within a given time. 9. Must be a good episode. Memphis was trash, not wrong, just not entirely by his own making and choosing. Yeah, I agree. It's not like he chose to be an asshole. It's just that how he was brought was an asshole. It's a typical thing, and I understand that. But the way it's executed, regardless if it's a trope or not, and I hate when people say it's tropes. Like, it has to be interesting. It has to make it where it's like, oh, it's worthwhile. It has gravitas to it. It's coherent with the story. And you know, it's coherent because like we're in a setting where everyone's for the, you know, it's a little free for all for those that are not under Rhode Island or Lugman or Reunion. You know, actually even in Reunion it's kind of everyone's like everyone for themselves. But yeah, I don't really. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention there was this very shadowy group that doesn't discriminate. They will just kill infected on either side. They're kind of like purgers in a way. And the leader of that one? I might find her here. Might have skipped it. It's called Lin Yuxia. I think that was the one. She's the one leading it. I'm not so sure what the context of that. You know, is there any more to it? Because we have been introduced to a bit more characters. We got introduced to Greythroat, and I think I saw the next preview we're gonna be introduced to another one. I'm seeing that here it's called Rosemontes. All right, interesting enough. So yeah, and I think from the looks of this, I think we're gonna get of that flashback of Ace after all. Arknights is really struggling with mob fight scenes because it's really difficult to direct and animate fights with many mobs. Yeah, for sure. And remember, the staff, you know, even when they outsource, the staff is still very not a big group. They're not like MAPPA. They're not like Toei Animation. They're not like Studio Perio or even Bones or like even like Madhouse. They don't have that. They don't. But they're trying with whatever they can. And so I have to give credits to it. I'm not so sure how I'm gonna feel about this season compared to the first one. I still feel like we need all the episodes to make a fair judgment for this one, because like the adaptation is haphazard. I mean the general presentation anime wise is still fairly good except for that one episode. But yeah, the studio is struggling with time so hard. I mean, you were given plenty of time. I mean, it was at least 9 months of prep prior, but I guess like even that might not have been enough because of how undermanned they are. And like maybe if they had a few more months, they would be ready. But it has to be. But it also goes to show but there's also the case where like even if they don't handle those well, they handle everything else well, aesthetics wise. Because the aesthetics, I'm telling you already, it's just you rarely see that sort of quality in terms of the designs and the colors, the compositioning. You don't see that unless if you've been doing that unless you've been having production for at least a fucking year. At least a year. And even then, that kid's not guaranteed. Yoaster's also working on Power Rangers anime. Everyone says from Blue Card anime. So they're really busy with small staff. I don't think the Go-Go Loser Ranger one is going to be by the same. I think it's in a separate freelance group maybe, because from what I've seen, the staff of that one is completely different from the usual lineup I've seen from Yoastar's staff. Like I don't see a Watanabe in there for sure, but I could be wrong. Game studio does game animations too, right? I remember this was a producer of Azure Lane, but they had to give into Bilberry Pictures, and that didn't turn out well. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead to it because I don't want to waste too much time. I gotta get going with other things. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start with episode 6. And I forgot to put a thumbnail, make a custom thumbnail for the previous stream. But you know what? I'm just like, fuck it. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm a bit too gassed on other things, and plus I'm dealing with others. If I had time to play games, so do that. Yeah, I hope to do most of them. Okay. I didn't miss anything. Alright. So episode 14 is total. Subs in. Alright. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. Pulsed. But he did not. He did for someone. What happened to this reason? Is there a reason? It's so hopeless. Like you start to lose your reason to fight in this sort of world. Oh man, he's done. This man is done. This poor dude is done. Oh my god. I hate that my girl Amia brings this up. Is maybe she doesn't have a reason, and I'm just thinking, fuck. I find it hard to have a reason to live in this fucked up world like that. For anyone to have a long-term will to continue fighting, to continue living, where you don't even know if this fucking disease has a cure or not. Yeah, I don't know. It's easy to lose reason to keep fighting, to keep living. Like, if I was in this world, I'm like, fuck, just kill me already. I find myself like, bro, just put me down already. I don't want to go. I don't want my life ending where I'm exploding with fucking precipitate formations. I don't want to die like a zombie. No, just put me down already. I'm indifferent. I don't particularly like the opening, honestly. I'm not too fond of Myth and Void. Sorry, sorry. That the opening is not to my likings, but I don't think it's terrible. So, yep, that's him. Yeah, it's your time to properly answer that. I used to think we fought for the infected. The important thing right now is just uphold that ideal that Rhode Island is, even if it feels like, even if at times it feels like they're contradicting their own goals. It's just that when conflict is this unavoidable, you're gonna have these sort of moments. Mm. We should. Oh shit. So on the same level, or around this, or comparable at least. Oh, we saw her in the ending. I thought. Oh, so you're telling me the infected have gone to or just gone to the sewers? Longman Special Forces? So this was like it was like an ultimate. It was like an ultimate, like a last resort. Us. Oh. Oh. Hmm? Wait. Kaltsit? Huh? What is going on? No, this is not gonna end well for. Or she's trying to use the smoke screen. Oh, this. Oh, this is not gonna end well. Man, what did she just summon? What the f? Yeah, Zabimaru? Oh no, that's worse. What the fuck is that? Oh, that's a back forth. No, wait, whoa, 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 whoa. What? She belongs in. She belongs in the wrong fucking anime. Why not send her out versus Touin? Mm. I need to digest all this. Wow, that ties back to season one. Burn to Touin. She was just literally one. She was 1 second away from being clapped by a fucking whatever the hell that was. Oh, Dude, their jacket's literally red. Couldn't have been a more fucking on the nose moment ever. What the fuck did Kaltsit summon? What the fucking Final Fantasy shit? Yeah, something's really sus about Kaltsit. Like, there's no way your leader just behind that fucking monstrosity just like that. Oh. Oh boy, something bad's gonna happen, isn't it? Oh, she wants to wait. You can't just tell her. Wow. Uh, I. No, not after that. Oh! Oh, what? You know what? When Blaze just steps in, I can't take shit seriously anymore. She was pop. She was probably like used as bait. You know, she couldn't. That's so fucking underhanded. Like what they've. This is how desperate they've gotten. Yeah, she. Mm, okay. Well, some not everyone is really good expressing their words. To be fair, Ace. No, she's fine. A good old character that just can't really express their feelings well, but when it. I mean, the way she worded it, yeah. It's just that when depending on what you've went through before, it would kind of shape on how you express things in words, and it's easy to misperceive it. And when it's in an environment like this, it's more apparent. Flashback. Tora Neko-san. Yeah, I mean, it's trying to understand each other's case is not all that easy. Oh, so man, no, you probably ran out of battery. Ah, that was just before the events of season 1. And that was the last I saw him. Don't do this to me. I only got Ace was for a character that does not supposed to be important. He really made an impression back then. Oh, oh boy. I There's no way Chen could take on Frost Nova. What's Ningo trying to do here? Good question. Wait, what? Did this just happen off screen? Or if there's some misinformation here. Well, she is, but wow, I don't think she deflected to reunion. She's more like they got nowhere else to go. Oh, that's her gift, huh? There's this tragic irony trying to make the plant grow like that in a place where there's just life and death. Oh, and blooming. Wow. Oh yeah, yeah. Bro, what the fuck did Kaltsit summon? What? It looked like look like one of those like horrific Final Fantasy bosses or any RPG boss that the design even looks too uncanny. Okay, Kaltsit. Okay, I'm sorry. Kaltsit, her father, and the father of Alex and Misha were part of the same researchers group for some time. And the Earth's military came, cut the explanation rather short, but she wrongly blames Kaltsit and Ko. Yeah, she wasn't finished talking. Shouldn't have been surprised. Okay. Although it does seem like we got Crownslayer's actual name, Lumidia. I think that was the name. I'm gonna fuckle that name up, huh? Lumidia's father was Kalsit's student. Oh, okay, yeah, sorry, I missed that. My bad. But yeah, it makes sense now. Kalsit's a granny. No, I mean, so it would make sense. But then again, I shouldn't be surprised because the other show I'm watching has a granny figure too, even if she doesn't look like it. God Lord, just saw that one fucking crossover art of Freeran, Chise and Anya, where they're literally from the same voice actor. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a great grand aunt and great grand aunt with the aunt, and they're taking care of their niece. That's what's happening. Zerg from StarCraft. Hold on, I want to see if you're right. I might have heard this before. The Zerg's one? It's been a while since I've heard of Star. Oh fuck yeah, you're right. It do look like. Hold on a second. We go here and go back here and hold on, I need a good shot of that fucking thing. What in the I'm still taken aback. What the fuck? How the fuck did they I'm gonna have to be careful here because I don't want copyrights to claim my video, so I'm gonna this and this. I can see there's a bit of a similarity, but this one has a lot more fucking emphasis on the designs with the entire body, whereas with the Zerg, they got that sleek. They look a lot more sleek reptilian. Oh, I could be wrong. I mean, that's probably only one type, and maybe I'm just forgetting about the others. I mean, they look more they look a lot more like the typical sort of reptilian alien sort of thing. This one looks like it's summoned from the bowels of hell. Literally just named monster. Would those blackouts care for a kid or just kill it too while they use it as bait? Remove the time. Oh yeah. That's don't worry. That was. I'm just slapped with another revelation. I thought it was gonna be more Talua. I mean, we got slapped with the Great Throat thing is one thing. The Cows is one, and Crownslayer. That one I was not. That one I was not ready for. I was not ready to see whatever the fuck this thing is. What is that? Is that her art? Summoning this ridiculous fucking snake thing, whatever, this ginormous thing she calls monster, and yeah, that has to be the fact that they go back and forth, and then you just like, and then at the last moment he's like, oh shoot, it's like Mosa, and it just shoots upward, and he's like, oh, you overdid it. Yeah, you overdid it. Good lord, that was not in my biggest card when it comes to Arknights. I had the feeling that Kaltsit was probably really powerful, but she's not assuming. I mean, considering how much of an authority she has and how much of an aura she gives off. But this was not something I was expecting. I did not expect her to summon this. To summon what is literally fucking ultra weapon, whatever you call it, Xingyu, whatever. That was not what I was expecting. That's not arts? It isn't? Fuck, then what is it? What is it? What kind of what did she do? Oh my god, maybe they didn't dive into that yet, but good lord, she had this up her sleeve. If that, I don't know if that's her, I don't even know if that's her trump card, but if it's not, I don't even want to imagine what else she would have been able to do. But yeah. You guys were not wrong when you said chapter 6 would turn up. Because I am just... Yeah, and I will say, like, yeah, the execution's not that great in anime form, which is kind of given. But I still am I'm like, wait, what the fuck is going on? Alien tech up her spot. What? Like, you just spoiled me, man. But you know what? I forget it. Like, the monster comes out of her spot. So it comes out of her the fuck? The fuck? You know what? He said it. I'll be finding it out anyways, so I don't care at this point. Because I needed a goddamn explanation. This is already crazy as it is. Like, that again, not my biggest card. And this Crabstar has a right to be fucking scared. Like, there's no... Like, what does she have? How is she going to be able to counter that thing? Little fucking smoke screen and a dagger? You think that's going to work? Nah, if Kaltsit decided, oh, stop, is to told Monster to stop. If she didn't tell him to stop it, she would have been dead. Good lord, that... My god. I thought the free reign episode was something. I'm not saying this episode was up there, but this moment alone, I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say. Okay, the flashback with Ace was nice, though. That's something else I could say. We get a little bit more Ace and a little bit more context with how the events come together. I am gonna wait more on. I am a little vexed on, the introduction of 9. I felt like that was a little random, but maybe it was kind of an adaptation issue of sorts, or maybe that was how it is, and we're gonna find out later about her more later on. It's not out of her spine. It turns into a crystal behind her head. Oh well, I can say I think that's where I can see where people say it came out of her spine. I mean, that's still crazy. That's still fucking crazy, though. You literally summon a creature from right behind your back, and I have to imagine how terrifying it has to be. Like, maybe that's why she's not sent out to the front lines like that, because of how that often, because of how how much potential destruction this thing could have caused if she didn't tell her to just shoot up. Good man. I'm glad Arknights is picking up with some back-to-back good episodes after that stinker that was episode 4. So I mean, there is some trouble with how they do things, but so far I think it's been done overall pretty well. I'm not gonna say there isn't any issues. About 9, she'll be important later. Oh yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, I do hope when they introduce characters, it's not feel like a random and then you just leave it to be. Like when I hope with Lane and like, well, they did kind of explain on her a bit more, where she probably made that tough decision to lead those special forces. But we'll probably get to know more of her, and like, I hope we get enough to explain. If I'm presuming they won't stick around that long, I'm still taken aback by the fucking whatever monster thing this is. If that is alien technology, as someone said, I wouldn't be surprised. That thing literally looks like it doesn't belong on this planet. I don't know if this is the planet Earth anymore. I don't think it is, but it still looks alien. It still looks like it doesn't even belong in the fucking world of Arknights. But it just came out anyway. It's season 4 at least, but they never reeled about it too much even in game at this point. Okay, makes sense. What else is there? There's also this one part where, you know, I like what they did with Greythroat, where Greythroat is just that person where is just not really good at expressing herself, and I understand that, and it's just us. This is kind of like, it's not something groundbreaking, but it makes sense. Depending on how we're upraised, some of us are just not really good at expressing ourselves. We're not saying we're emotionless. It's just that we don't know how to express certain emotions as well as others, or explain certain things as others. Like sometimes I'm not really good at explaining with some stuff, like the deep philosophical thing. That's something else could do better than that. Whereas with those, like, where I can just explain things more, you know, I'm better at, you know, how to say this. Just talking about the little details that I noticed that some others might not. Very OP game. I'm not sure very correctly, but I think Monster enjoyed bullying Crown Slayer. He likes to play. Yeah, I mean, it's like an elephant playing with. It's like an elephant toying. It's like an elephant trying to play tag with a mouse. Or like no. Look more like a lot. Nah, I'm not gonna say that. It's like literally tap dance. It's like literally tap dancing over some, or, you know, over like some little over some mice for real. Greythroat asks some infected, does it hurt to be infected? Just as serious medical concern. Curiosity, if I remember correctly, and others took that question wrong. Yeah. That's something, because, and it applies to real life too. Sometimes when we say even just a simple question, we don't mean it out of ill will, but the way we say it can feel blunt, and some people will just not take that lightly. That's how it is, and that can lead to a lot of disagreements, some divide. and we need to. And the important thing is to get rid of that divide and better understand each other's situation. I know it's hard. Some people are just assholes. Some people in life are just assholes. They just don't want to be understand. They just don't want to be understood. They don't want to understand others. They just spout off shit. Grathel's thankfully not one of them. At least. I'm not gonna spoil, but Monster really plays a little too well to certain someone in some in-game episode 7 of game. Basically season 3. Ooh. Well, I hope season 3 does get announced really soon. I don't know if the production is going to be better if season 3 comes. I mean, depending on if I'm still active at this point. I do hope it will be interesting to see. But I think I have all you say. If I missed anything, then I do apologize. Again, I do need to attend to other things. So yeah. Never got to see her hissing at Chenwu in this episode. Did I miss anything? Oh yeah, I understand but it's like the thing with spoilers. That's a spoiler I can be okay with. Even if it is. I mean, depending on if the anime ever elaborates on it. The way they're setting up small plot points, pretty sure they'll make season 3. Yeah, I'd have to agree. I do hope the animation. I do hope the team that's making the series doesn't settle with what they got. If anything, I hope they shoot for more, just improve on it. Don't just settle for what they have. I'm not saying what we got here is bad. It's actually really good, but it can have room to be better if they can afford to do that. Like a lion play with food, yeah. Alright. Small point. I don't mind more than a year to wait for season 4. Yeah. I mean, remember, they had at least 9 months for season 2. But again, that may have not been enough. So either load up on the staff or taking more time. Because I don't want a situation where it ends up like Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. Where they literally, the same staff right off of Chainsaw Man have to do that one. And it only worked for a few episodes, and then after a certain arc, everything just kind of went inconsistent. Even though the last few episodes of JJK were really good, but you can't ignore some of the derpy moments it had, and you're just like, oh god, praying for y'all to just actually have a fucking schedule like humanly possible schedule in play. Not like your fucking CEO just run his fucking mouth all the time. Where they worked on stuff, ever looked up some Arknights CGI? Yeah, I actually checked some of that. It's good. It's really good actually. I'd say, I know this is maybe a hot take, but it's much better than MAPPA CGI. Just saying. I mean, MAPPA's CGI works better with whatever aesthetic they got for whatever series they're in, like Dorohedoro. So at least that one makes sense. But but then sometimes the CG it can really look good off at times. Especially that one scene especially when they came to AOT's CG Titans. They just don't, at least they don't look as bad as that one CG Colossal Titan. That was embarrassing. But yeah, the CGI in Arknights is actually very impressive. Although I don't want to worry too much about that. I mean, at least they got that down. I just want to worry about will they be able to make up for like the lack of mob animation? That's something I feel like needs to be an improvement on, because when it comes to making things a lot more tense or a lot more believable in terms of how tense a battle is going. But not again, like that's, I can understand the shortcoming, why the shortcomings are there. I think they got different teams for that. Some, I mean, I wouldn't blame. I mean, I don't think it's impossible for them to kind of switch over and help out with the anime. But you know, that's probably just me. I think that's about it, guys. I gotta head out though. I do not know what I'm gonna be feeling about Freeman, the Freeman episode where a certain I don't. I'm sorry if this is spoilers to, unless if you already watched that episode where Freeman literally just, it's not a this wasn't a fight after all, and has Orc literally off herself, or whatever or I'm still gonna have whatever the fuck that thing was, like. This is not. Again, this is not something I was expecting of Arknights of all things. I was expecting more of like of Animal Girls and whatnot, and no, nope. What I got was a fucking something out of Alien vs Predator, or like Final Fantasy, and maybe to an extent Monster Hunter. All right, gotta get going. Smash like button. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter. Support the YouTube channel. Join the Discord server. Share the video around. All the good stuff. But that's going to do it for today with this weekend with Arknights. Real Station signing off. See you next time. Take care. Stay safe, y'all.